Hi, it's me, Dr. Nasser Ali again from YPS, the Young Professional Society, and welcome to another video on leadership. Now today I will be speaking about a formula for success. So it's a formula which you can apply to different fields. So for example, if you want to measure your success as a leader, how successful you are as a leader, how successful is your leadership, if you want to become a public speaker, how successful you are as a public speaker, you can actually use this formula to measure your success. So this formula, success, is composed or is a sum of 4 S's. So success equals 4S. Now, what are these 4 S's? So the first S is state. And now what do we mean by state? Well, what we mean by state is what physical and mental state you're in. So whether you're leading or you're speaking or you're doing whatever you're doing in a leading position, then you need to ask yourself what mental state you're in, what physical state you're in. So for example, if for example you want to go and give a public lecture or a public speech, before the speech, are you in a negative mode? Is your mindset not right? Do you have negative thoughts in your mind? Is your body posture not right? And also your physical state. Are you looking sort of down? Do you look a bit bored? Because that all matters, how well you will perform. Because if you look down, if your mental state is not, your mindset is not right, then you're not going to actually do a good job. You're not going to perform well, whether it's giving a speech or you're leading a task or leading a team or so. So it's very, very important that your state, your mental state, your physical state is right, because that will depend on how well you will actually perform as a leader. So your body posture is very, very important. So you need to make sure that you look the part, you smile so that you look more confident. People will see that confidence in you. So it is dependent on you that what state you're in. If you're in a negative state, then don't expect to see good results. So the first S is state. Now the second S is substance. So what do we mean by substance? Well, what we mean by substance is your knowledge in the area, your knowledge in the field, your know-how, your experience. That's very, very important. So how do you obtain this knowledge and how do you obtain this substance? Is by educating yourself, by reading books, by taking courses, by watching videos, by going to talks, listening to webinars. So there's a wealth of things that you can actually use to actually improve and acquire more knowledge, to gain more experience. So the second S is substance. So it's very, very important, and your success and your performance will be dependent on your substance. So that's why it's highly recommended that if you want to lead in any field, then it's very, very important that you have the substance, you educate yourself, you have the knowledge, you have the know-how, you have the experience. So the second S is substance. Now the third S is style. So it could be that you could be in any field. You could be a public speaker, you could be a leader, you could be a captain of a football team or whatever, or a cricket team. Whoever you are, whichever field or whichever capacity you're leading, you need to have a unique style that is distinctive. So when people see that style, they link you to the activity. So you need to develop a style. So for example, it could be some sportsmen, like some footballers, they have their own style. For example, Ronaldo, when he scores, he has his own way of going and celebrating, and that's very, very unique to Ronaldo or with any other player. So it's very, very important. Some speakers, public speakers, they have their own way of giving speeches. is the way that they connect with people, which is very, very unique. It's very, very distinctive of them, and it's their style. So it's very, very important that you develop your own style. Even in leadership, people have different styles of leading. They have authoritative way. There's all sorts of different ways. There's ethical leadership. There's different ways. So people will recognize you by your style. So you need to make sure that you actually develop a style which is unique to you and which people will remember. And the fourth S is story. Now, what do we mean by story? Well, story is that everybody needs to have a story. So if you're leading, you're doing something, you need to have a story. Why is it that you're doing that? So, for example, if you see Ronaldo, I'll mention Ronaldo again in this short video, because if you ask Ronaldo, his story would be that he wants to be the best footballer in the world, the best player ever. So he will do whatever it takes. If he needs to practice more, he will do that. If he needs to work hard, whatever he needs to do, he will do in order to actually fulfill and materialize his story. So you need to have a story. It's very important. And in one of my earlier videos, I mentioned Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, and his story was that he wants to actually bring change in his country. He wants to see justice. He wants to see equality, and he wants to root out corruption in his country. And that was his story. And he lived by that story. He made that story actually happen. So you need to have a story. For you to be an exceptional, outstanding leader, then and ultra successful, it's very, very important that you have a story, and that story you actually follow, and you make sure you actually see that and that actually comes true. So we've gone through 4 S's. So success would equal to sum of 4 S's. So the first S is state, the second S is substance, the third S is style, and the fourth S is story. So to become a successful leader, a successful public speaker, or a successful team captain of a sports team or so, it's very important that you focus and you pay attention to these 4 S's. And I'm sure if you focus on that, you'll be a successful, you will perform well, and you will become ultra successful.